you're all enjoying your long Labor Day weekend. We've got great weather here in southwestern Ontario, and I wanted to squeeze out a video today to address a couple things. All right, I'm not going to make you wait till the end of the clickbait title video to find out how much this cost Trav. I'm sure he's got tons of expenses with plane flights, personal trainers, his other goalie coaches. But in my case, my normal fees are $5,000 a week. And he spent 5 weeks training with me, 4 here, 1 down in Florida. So he spent 5 weeks times $5,000 with his training with me. So Trav is into me for $25,000. We're going to see if it pays off. I know how his first game went in Sweden, but I can't tell. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see if Trav has paid the money he owes me. The main feature of today's video is talking about the RVH. Stands for the reverse vertical horizontal, which if you're not a goalie or if you're a new goaltender, probably don't know what that acronym means. But I want to go into great detail today to break down the RVH. I was known in the past as the guy that originated hashtag RVH fails on Instagram because I was pointing out NHL goalies struggling with RVH usage in the incorrect situations and getting burned in very stoppable situations. So I came up with the hashtag RVH fail. Now, a lot of people really got butthurt about that because how could you criticize an NHL goalie? They must be smarter than anybody if they're in the NHL. No, this is my opinion. I think the RVH is an amazing tool as a goaltender. I think it's an amazing thing that should stay in the game. It should be used in some very specific circumstances, as we'll talk about in the video. At the end of the day, all these new features that come into the NHL, into goaltending, are key to understand the what, the where, the when, and even more importantly, when not to use. So let's get into it today and let's talk about the RVH and understand how it can help your game and when you shouldn't use it, like some of these mistakes you see on hashtag RVH fail.
Hi, who are you?
Jason Van Spronson.
And Sprons, who do you work for?
Future Pro Goalie School.
Nice. Okay, talk to me. What is the RVH?
The RVH is a blocking position that is used on mainly dead angle shots that are close to the net.
All right. And what does RVH actually stand for?
The RVH stands for reverse vertical horizontal. And the vertical horizontal is where you have the post leg up and the inside leg down flat on the ice. You have one leg vertical, one leg horizontal. So the RVH is the reverse of that. You have the post leg down flat on the ice and the inside leg a little propped up so you can push yourself into the post.
What situations is the RVH perfect for?
The RVH is perfect for situations where the puck is behind the goal line, starts behind the goal line and comes out, and when you have time to get down and seal the bottom of the net. You don't really want to be using it on rushes where they're coming towards you. It's harder to transition into it, as well as you're giving them more net from a better shooting angle. So mainly I recommend using the RVH when the shooter's coming from behind the net or behind the goal line, when it's easier to transition into it with less likelihood of a shot being taken at you, and you're not giving them as much net because they shouldn't have a scoring angle from behind the net.
So what are some cautionary tales or places where you shouldn't be in the RVH?
You shouldn't be in the RVH on any time when there's not a danger being scored on, such as when the puck's in the corner. I see lots of young kids that transition back to the post into an RVH when they make a great save and put the rebound into the corner and not in a dangerous scoring position. So I would use the RVH when the puck is closer to the net, but when it's further away from the net, such as in the corner, you don't need to be down in the RVH because there's no danger of being scored on from that area of the ice. VH first, put this leg up. Okay, so this is the VH, which was around before the RVH, and where we have one leg vertical up against the post, and this leg is horizontal along the ice and along the goal line. We have our gloves stacked on top of our pad here to cover the top portion of the net, and we have our arm closed here with a good stick position in our 5-hole as well. We want to make sure that we're not over-rotated where we're out this way too far, so that way we can't get to the back door any passes. We just want to make sure that we're squared up nicely and the shooter has nothing to shoot at in this area here. Okay? Okay? The RVH is where we have this leg down on the ice and this leg up in the air. So our post leg is down and our other leg is up in the air. We're using it to push ourselves into the post so that way we have a nice seal with our upper body up this way. Okay? You can notice there's a small hole above his shoulder here. Goalies can lean in and cover that with their head if they need, but we have a nice seal right down here, all the way from the ice, all the way up to the top of the shoulder. Now, there's a couple ways we can seal the bottom here. We can use our toe bridge on the post, as you can see right here Chris is doing. We can go toe in the net, or you can go skate blade on post. This one I don't recommend. However, sometimes you end up in this option. As you can see, there is a gap here where there is no hole with the other two options. Okay, so the VH on this side, very similar, okay? Except we don't have our gloves stacked on top of our pad on this side because we want to keep our stick on the ice. So we're going to use our arm to pull ourselves into the post on this side so we can create a nice vertical stack here. And once again, he has his glove stacked here so that way there's no holes through his armpit on this side. The VH is a good one to use when a player is walking from the corner or coming down the wing and getting really tight down to the goal line, when we can use it in situations where there isn't much net and there isn't a very good angle. I tell students to use the VH when they're already locked on the post. So Chris, stand up for a second. When you're hugging your post on this side, it's easy to get down into the RVH because we just have to put this one leg down and it's quickly into this position. So if you're already hugging the post and you're standing on your feet, the VH is a very easy position to get into as well as move out of if we have to. On your feet again. From here, let's say we're hugging this post. Okay? The same thing happens. If he has to transition down into his RVH, he has to move off the post slightly, creating holes and gaps in his position before he's able to get down into this closed position. So if you're hugging the post already, it takes a little while to get locked down into your RVH. The RVH on this side is very similar. Okay, okay. We have our blocker stacked on top of our pad. Okay, and our gloves can be here or it can be floating a little bit up here, trying to catch pucks anywhere, but we want to make sure that we're closed on shots.
Franz, I'm over here in the corner. Should the goalie be in the RVH right now?
No, Chris should be on his feet.
I'm over here on the hash marks against the wall. Should he be in the RVH now?
No, Chris should be on his feet and challenged out slightly.
And should he be in the RVH when I'm at the face-off dot?
Absolutely not.
Should he be in the RVH when I'm just a little below the dot?
No.
What about if I'm in a stick length and danger is real?
Yes, in this position, Chris could be in either the VH or the RVH, whatever he's comfortable getting into at that point.
So generally speaking, RVH for when things are dangerous and about to get real, and when the puck's gapped, you should probably be playing overlap or something else.
Correct.
Thanks, Sprons. Thanks, Buono. But how much did I charge him? $0. I do a ton of pro bono work for people, goalies that work hard, goalies that don't have the means to pay for it. So if you ever want me to train you and you don't have the money, I'm the guy that can help you out.